Okay, so breaking news reaching our desk currently indicates that President Buhari is dead. So many of you, if you've been following the news on social media online, you realize that even on social media, Twitter, which is now X, together with Threads, Facebook, and other social networks, Buhari is trending. Now, this information comes after his own spokesperson, former spokesperson, broke the news that President Buhari is confirmed dead. Now, for the past few days, and even weeks coming into from days to weeks, we realized that President Buhari, it was reported that he was seriously sick, and then he was rushed to a hospital in London or a hospital in the UK, United Kingdom, and then he was receiving treatment. And even news which was coming in later suggested that he was recuperating. But then up until yesterday, or just 3 days ago, the news started circulating on social media that there's a huge possibility that Buhari may not survive. Now, this according to leaked reports and people around him who have been briefed by medical experts who were treating Buhari, that due to his condition, which was worsening by day, they believe that he has just few days left, and perhaps all the days that Buhari has on his watch or will leave, he will have to spend it with close family, relatives, and his children, probably bidding him their final, or his children and family bidding him their final goodbyes. And today, as fate will have it, it's very sad news, by the way. President Buhari is confirmed. And now let's take this particular screenshot message which came from the former spokesperson. Also, we look at what is going on in Nigeria, what the media space is saying about this, because definitely this is a very sad news. So this, as you can see, is the message which came from the spokesperson, and it reads here. It says Ina lihali wa ina lihali June. So forgive me, that should be one of the citations in the Holy Quran. So forgive me if I can't read it well because I'm a Christian. It further comes down to say that the family of the former president has announced the passing of the former president Muhammadu Buhari this afternoon in a clinic in London. May Allah accept him in Ajunatu Fidaus. Amin. So basically, this is the former spokesperson Garba Shehu who just confirmed that indeed, if we are hearing news that President Buhari has passed, it is really true. And I told you that Nigeria media space is definitely rattled by this sad news. There's a lot of, tears, and people, there's a lot of tears and reaction in the media space and also on social media. Now let's take a look at this particular video or excerpt which is coming from TVC announcing the death of the former president Buhari on national television.
Former president Muhammad Buhari is dead, and this report we just received it from the former spokesman of the president, Garba Shehu, stating that the former president died this afternoon in a clinic in London. According to him, the family just announced the passing of the former president, Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, this afternoon in a clinic in London. And may Allah accept him in his mercy. That's a report we just received not too long ago from the former spokesman of the president, Garba Shehu, stating that the former president of Nigeria, Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, died this afternoon in a clinic in London. And may his gentle soul rest in.
So yes, may his gentle soul rest in peace. So as you may have heard, this is definitely the news just coming in, and definitely it has got many world leaders talking about this, because aside from the fact that Buhari was just an influential person, he was also perhaps one of the people that basically changed the scope of Nigeria. He governed well, he did his best, even though we knew or we saw that some of during his tenure that some of the implications, or we realized that Nigeria came into severe economic shutdown. But then this happened during the tenure of every president, and he did well. He tried to solve most problems, but then he did his part, and then the rest of the journey is left for the other president and those who take power after him. You know that Tinubu is the current president. Now, we are also learning that President Tinubu has directed all the national flags to have President Tinubu has directed all national flags to fly at half staff for 7 days. So basically, we are learning that the preparations have just begun. And then President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the current president of Nigeria, has directed that national flags be flown at half staff to honor this. His late predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari, passed on earlier today. And we also learned that the former Nigeria president, Muhammadu Buhari, as we indicated earlier, died while receiving at an undisclosed treatment for an undisclosed illness in London, United Kingdom on Sunday. He had been ill for some time. So this is exactly what is really going on, and it is a very, very, very sad thing. And many people are describing this as something which is really, really, really also sad. Also, a statement issued by the president's spokesperson, that's President Tinubu spokesperson, that is Bayo Onanuga, says that late President Buhari was a very core patriot, a soldier, a statesman whose legacy of service and sacrifice endures. So basically, that's exactly what is really going on. And the statement also further goes on to say that as a mark of respect for our former leader, the president have directed all national flags to fly at half staff across the country for 7 days from today. That is what we are also learning. Also goes on further to say that we honor his service, we reflect on his legacy, and we pray for the peaceful repose of his soul. It also goes on further to say, as a mark of respect to our former leader, all flags will be flying half staff with immediate effect. So that is exactly what is really going on. And also we've learned that the president have summoned an emergency federal execution council session on Tuesday dedicated to honor the former president. So this is exactly what is really going on. Definitely it is a very sad, but then just let's give you a brief background of who Tinubu is. Actually, Tinubu, many of you don't know, Tinubu served as a military head of state between 1984 and 1985. Yes, and then after his brief tenure between 1984 and 1985, he realized that he was actually pushed to the sidelines in terms of politics. Then he rebranded, joined his political party that he was with to gain power, and then came back full force. So he realized that in 2015, President Buhari won the seat to be Nigeria's president, and then he was president from 2015 to 2019. And far from that too, he also served for other successive terms. And then he did his best at he won 2 consecutive terms and did his best. But ultimately, as fate will have it, this is the day that Allah called on Buhari to join him in his bosom. So it is a very sad news to all our former Nigeria compatriots. We are saying that take heart, this is a very sad news. But then as Muslims believe death is just a transition, and then we believe that Buhari has done his part, it's left for us to also do our part in this world. And ultimately it is sad. Now for the sickness, many news the sickness, many information or most info which is coming in kind of suggests that it has to do with something of a liver and a kidney issue. So we are learned that is the news is coming currently. It's unconfirmed. Then it has to do with organ failure. So we're looking at a heart condition, a liver condition, or a kidney condition. That is what we are learning. He was 82 years old. He's the same age as the president of the Republic of Ghana. But unfortunately, Buhari has left us. So we'll be looking and monitoring all of these cases slowly. I'll be giving you more updates as all of these various events continue to unfold. Thank you so much for watching.